Hi, friends, and welcome into Delaware Hockey Night, brought to you by 412 Communications, Navy and Delaware, squaring off in the second half of our Saturday doubleheader. Yours truly, James Witherite, bringing you the call this afternoon. Flying solo as Bob Thomas is out on assignment. Without further ado, we'll take you inside the glass. It's about time for the teams to take the ice here at Fred Rust. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the United States Naval Academy midshipmen. And please welcome your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Delaware clad in their home whites as usual, heading from left to right in period number one. The Naval Academy midshipmen moving from right to left in their navy blue with gold numbers. Looking to bounce back after Delaware beat them 3-1 last night in Annapolis. It was Dom Guido, the hero for the Hens, with 2 of their 3 goals. Let's take you back inside the glass for this evening's opening introductions. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. The American Collegiate Hockey Association presents this evening's men's Division I game, pitting the United States Naval Academy midshipmen against your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Here are tonight's starting lineups. For Navy, coached by Kevin Rooney. Starting in goal, number 30, Charles Doherty. On defense, number 15, Peter Mitchell. And number 27, Brendan Reynolds. At left wing, number 11, Michael Rakovich. At right wing, number 22, Evan Adams. And starting at center, number 23, Nathan Hayden. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting in goal, a senior, number 30, Corbin Gustafson. At left wing, a sophomore, number 38, Dominic Guido. At right wing, a senior, number 10, Ryan Burns. At center, a senior, number 28, Will Zimmer. On defense, a junior, number 24, J-Luce. And a sophomore, a native son of the First State, number 20, Ivan Santoria. Your Blue Hens are coached by Todd Middlemeyer and Jason Bain. The officials for this evening's game. The referees are John Poling and Doug Wood. The linesmen are Mike Campbell and Brent Kendall. Fans, at this time, we ask that you direct your attention to the American flag located above center ice. as we honor the United States of America and those who have been entrusted with the defense of this country, past and present, as we honor the United States of America all together with our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? As you heard in the closing moments of pregame, the song of choice out of the national anthem of the United States of America. It's time to play the game, and it indeed is. Delaware 3-1 over Navy in victory yesterday. Starting their third line, Dom Guido, Will Zimmer, Ryan Burns up front. The big guns will be in reserve after the bottom six are entrusted to get things going. Mike Campbell will administer this opening face-off. And off we go. Initial attack headed up by Navy's Michael Rakovich. He chases down the puck in the slot, throws it into congestion. Quick shot on the doorstep came from Nathan Hayden, kicked away by Gustafson behind the Delaware goal. Cleared but not out, held in by Reynolds briefly, taken away. Here's Guido heading up a 2-on-1. Cross-ice feed. Sails beyond the reach of Ryan Burns. He chases the puck to the near corner where he's met by Walton. They battle for it. Nima offering a backdoor feed to Tom Guido, but he can't connect on the welcome mat. He was stopped by Charles Doherty, one of two Dohertys on this midshipman line, the other Joe Doherty. A scratch tonight, so it will be just Charles between the pipes with the Doherty name. Then comes John Mullen tied up in the near corner. He's hassled there by Luke Dosen as the second line gets their first taste of action tonight. Kristinitz takes aim. Our first penalty of the game comes as a result of that shot. It will go against John Mullen. A hook is signaled by John Poling just a minute and 7 seconds into the contest. So for Delaware, it will be the first iteration of the Colonial Motors Power Play. You too can score on the Colonial Motors Power Play. Visit one of their 3 convenient Central Delaware locations or browse their vast inventory online at colonialmotorsinc.com. Sidoriak's shot popped up in the air by Doherty. It comes back down in the low slot, nearly cleared out, now punched free by Kristinitz, and Sidoriak has to trail back into neutral territory to recover. Navy penalty assessed to number 28, John Mullen. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 1 minute 7 seconds in the first period. Mullen 2 for hooking at 1:07. Another quick shot, this one from the goal line left side, caught by Doherty for a break. Face-off taking place at the far dot was won by Will Zimmer. Now to Jack Zimmer across from Chuma. Worked into the corner. There's Colin Emmerich battling for the puck. He's tied up too by Reynolds. We are live on the air from Fred Rust Arena and 2 minutes into this contest. Half of the penalty to Mullen has expired. Zimmer, hard shot right down the pipe. Caught and held onto by Doherty for a pause in play. The following face-off taking place to Doherty's left, and he's had a pretty busy first couple minutes of this game. He's already faced 5 shots and turned all of them aside. Ice repair taking place. The opposite circle, the Cape Bretonite, Brent Kendall, tasked with replacing a divot. We don't know how much time Brent spends on the golf course, though. He's pleased with the job he's done. He pops back up, and on we go. Kristinitz and Zimmer to take the draw. That is Will Zimmer chasing the puck to the near corner. Emmerich ties it up there. A 2-on-1 scrum. Reynolds tries to body Will Zimmer off the puck. Emmerich offering support, walks it free. Stolen from him by Kristinitz. Jack Zimmer holds the point. Chuma with a cannon from 50 feet rings off the end boards. Rebound put in front. Will Zimmer can't bang it home on the welcome mat. Chuma crosses to the far half boards, maintains the zone for Delaware. 30 seconds left on this power play. The one-timer from Will Zimmer at the bottom of the left circle was wide. Set up now by Burns, net front. Emmerich can't jam it home. 7th Delaware shot so far tonight. Jack Zimmer protects under pressure high zone from Kristinitz. Now it's slammed free by Reynolds. Navy working in a change in the closing seconds of the John Mullen hooking minor. So the midshipmen come away from that penalty unscathed. Just beyond the 3-minute mark, in comes Chris Heitzhaus with a shot, and that one is skied into the netting over the far corner of the Navy zone. This face-off will take place to the left of Navy netminder Charles Doherty. 7 shots, 7 saves thus far. Fourth line on, Luke Hauk wins the draw, leaves the puck to Marciniak at the right point. His shot from long range is blocked down. Race for a loose puck in neutral territory. John Drummond, the Coloradan, scraps for it, and we've got ourselves a penalty. John Poling signaling a cross check. The culprit is Michal Biben. This coming 3:33 into the first period and sending Delaware for the first time tonight to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Delaware penalty assessed to number 16, Michal Biben. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 3 minutes, 33 seconds in the first period. Beben, 2 for cross-checking at 3:33. Reynolds headmans to Hayden up the left wing boards. Marciniak reaches to take him out of his shot lane. Backdoor feed. Didn't quite connect. On the doorstep with Navy's Jack Burke, and the Hens are able to clear. Cross-ice feed from Hayden across to Adams in neutral territory. He drops it back to Burke at the top of the right circle after entering the Delaware zone. Played behind the cage, Sidoriak offering enough disruption. He reaches in and clears the puck with 4.5 minutes elapsed in this first period. We are scoreless here in Newark, Delaware. Long range shot covered by Gustafsson for a pause in play. And Navy maintains their attacking presence. Kristenitz fed the puck by Aun, now to the corner and Riley Jamieson. Jamieson walks up the boards, flips the puck to Aun. He's challenged midway in the zone by Luke Hauk. The freshman offering enough disruption, and Ivan Sidoriak behind him. Launches the puck from end to end, chased down by Ryan Rodriguez. The other side, wraparound denied on the doorstep by Doherty. Loose puck corralled in the near corner by Nick Aun of Navy. Advanced now by Mullen to his own blue line, flipped behind his back, tipped up the near boards by Aun, and the race on for the puck from there into the near corner of the Delaware zone, where graduate defenseman Jack Zimmer is able to slam it back the other way. Closing seconds of the Michal Beben penalty, and it's been successfully killed off by the Hens. Beben heads off. Luke Dosen will take his place as the second line now becomes intact. Jack Zimmer skates a circle in the neutral zone, gains red, flips the puck up high. It bounces off the fingers of Charles Doherty, rolls to the far corner, and there's Jack Zimmer again absorbing a check, leaving the puck to Dosen behind the cage. He's double-teamed there. Vulcanized rubber recovered for Navy by Hayden, and he sets up a 2-on-2. Hayden flips the puck to Adams, coming in at his left. Backhand shot from the dot, never made it to the blue paint. Back come the Hens the other direction, led by Jack Zimmer again. He dumps it in behind, chased down by Luke Dosen, the freshman from there. Bodied off the puck by Anders Gulbranson. Gulbranson recovers, plays the carom shot out of the zone. Puck rolls nearly to center red, where Nima on the back check was able to keep it away from Rakovic. Now deep in the Delaware end. Chandler Lynch leaving it to Chicago and Andrew Marciniak. Played the puck up the right wing wall to Nima. That pass intercepted. In comes Mullen. Couldn't win the race to the puck. It is fanned on now by Lynch in the corner. Lynch with some aid in the form of Nima. Now a 2-on-2 battle as Riley Jamieson joins the fray. The battle migrates up the near wall. Lynch lowers his shoulder. Meanwhile, Jamieson tries to stick handle his way out of traffic. Failed to set up Austin Hogan at the point. And the puck rolls all the way back into Navy territory. We are 7 minutes into this game. No score as yet between Delaware and Navy in their second of 2 meetings this weekend. Again yesterday at the McMullen Arena on the campus of the Navy Brigade Sports Complex. The Blue Hens proved victorious 3-1. This is the second half of their annual home and home. Guido straddling the red line, dumps the puck behind the Navy goal. Just enough time for a change before the midshipmen were able to reset. Burke tied up doubly in front of his own bench. Loses the puck to Will Zimmer. Punched into the corner where Rodriguez chases it down. Rodriguez hassled mightily in the near side. Changes direction, works to the far corner. Leaves the puck on a tee for Gavin Hulser, who couldn't finish right between the circles. It is cleared by Navy. Loose. Across to Rodriguez, now to Hulser, 2-on-1 before the back check comes in. Ostrander crashing the net, was fouled, delayed penalty coming up against Navy. And the Hens are headed back to the Colonial Motors power play. We are 8:14 into this period. Jack Burke is going to come off for a hook. Good penalty to take, disrupted what was potentially an A-grade scoring chance for Delaware. So the Colonial Motors power play starts right now for Delaware. They failed to convert the first time round. We'll see what comes of the second. Navy penalty, assessed to number 29, Jack Burke. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 8 minutes, 14 seconds in the first period. Burke, 2 for hooking at 8:14. So the Blue Hens on their second power play of the night. Sidoriak works the puck in. Nima working low along with Dom Guido. The others on this power play, Ostrander and Hulser. So a 4-1 formation, and that one defenseman, Ivan Sidoriak, is a 200-foot player in his own right. On the welcome at Guido with the shot, looking for his third of the weekend, but Doherty comes up with the stick save against him. Hulser through traffic. Guido shot off the blocker this time. Held in by Sidoriak after the puck caromed around the far corner. Ostrander, backdoor feed, Nima can't jam it past Doherty, sprawling to make multiple saves in rapid succession. The puck is knocked to the far boards, held in by Sidoriak. The commotion continues as Nima is cross-checked to the surface of the ice, but this one's going to be let go by Doug Wood and John Poling. Doug Wood, a little bit about him. Refereed in the East Coast Hockey League, refereed in the Colonial/United Hockey League for a while. He's one of those old-school characters who calls a good game, but the mantra of let them play is certainly present in his lexicon. 10.5 minutes to go in this first period, 47 seconds remaining on the Burke penalty. Massive tie-up for the puck, 3-on-2 advantage Delaware in the far corner, now chipped free by Will Zimmer. Chuma stepped up to protect. Jack Zimmer, Burns, and Emmerich complete the complement of the second wave. Will Zimmer works the left corner. Dishes the puck back to the point end. Chuma across to Jack Zimmer near side. Back to Chuma, center point. Rifled into Emmerich. Working at the goal line, back high to Zimmer. Good puck movement from this Delaware side. Long shot blocked away in traffic. Scrum for a loose puck. Where is it? It's knocked free and cleared off the backhand of Markle, but not out. Penalty has expired. We're halfway through the first period. Neither side able to score. Delaware dominating in the shot department, leading there 12-2. This puck is cleared and iced with 9:21 to go in the first period. No score between Navy and Delaware. Delaware Hockey Night brought to you by the new gold standard in digital communication services for small businesses. 412 Communications, multimedia production like what you're seeing right now. Writing and editing services, web and graphic design, social media consultation, and more. 412 Communications, building bridges between brands and the people they serve. Mullen clears, Rakovic carries the puck, that's Riley Jamieson up the right side. Tried to set one up for Mullen, crashing the net. But the second line center couldn't get stick on puck for Navy. Hauk recovers for Delaware. Leaves it back in his zone for Marciniak. D-to-D pass to John Drummond, released but into the skates of Michal Bibin over the center logo. Joe Walton tries to walk it the other way. He's pickpocketed by Hauk at the Blue Hens blue line, who gains center, Hauk does, before wristing the puck in deep. Fresh legs coming on in the form of Sidoriak and Nima to rest some of the fatigued troops. Race for the puck in front of the scorer's table, reaching to slam it back into Navy territory is Drummond. Recovered by Reynolds behind the Navy goal. He negotiates traffic, angled to the near wall by Dosen, tried to cut toward the slot at the top of the near circle, but was disrupted by Sidoriak. Puck ends up in the far corner, where Colin Emmerich overskates it, trying to carry it free. Held in by Burke. Recovering was Emmerich to regain the puck, and wrist it from blue line to blue line, pushed on further from there by Nima, who's tied up by Gulbrandsen in the near corner amid a 2-on-2 battle. Offering aid was freshman Luke Dosen, but out come the mids on the attack in a 2-on-2. Walked in by Ostrowski, close range shot, came off the stick of Aun, but he couldn't connect from close range. Dosen slowed up in neutral territory by Gulbrandsen is separated from the puck. It rolls back into neutral ice, and now is corralled by Aun. Stood up by Nima at his own blue line. Persevering, though, Aun gains center, dumps the puck in. The Delaware faithful would like to see a third power play. Long stretch pass in the air to Hulser. He couldn't set up Ryan Rodriguez on the centering feed. The pace of this game mighty fast so far, but the productivity's been null. Gavin Hulser from downtown finds the chest protector of Doherty. That shot number 13 for Delaware, and a pause in play. Face off at the near dot, Hulser overpowered by Barbario. Hulser counters quickly and presses play into the near corner, but Navy maintains. Jake Barbario, the recipient of a breakout pass from Carl, accelerates up the right wing boards, takes aim from long range, all the way over the Bay Bridge, and this puck is caught by Gustafsson and held on for the stoppage. Face-off coming to Gustafsson's left. Adams won it over Hulser. Zone held at the point by Reynolds. Long shot sticked away by Gustafsson. Controlled now by Jack Zimmer. He lets the puck rip through neutral ice, and this will be called played off a high stick by John Poling with 6.5 minutes to go in the period. Off a Navy high stick, no less. Face off to Doherty's right, Will Zimmer in the circle, across from Hayden, and the midshipmen press forward. Shot in the glove of Gustafsson for another stoppage with 6:26 to go. In a first period devoid of productivity, but not lacking for action. Face off to Gustafsson's left. Zimmer overpowered over the dot, but trailing him, Lynch was able to clear. Puck contested quite hotly in the neutral zone, backhanded out of harm's way by Hayden into the near corner of the Delaware end where Marciniak hustled back. Across to Lynch below the goal, flipped forward, but Zimmer couldn't chase it down. Turned back in by the midshipmen between the blue lines. Walked forward by Burns through traffic. The entry is clean, though he lost his footing. Guido offering support, keeps the momentum going up the right wall. Burns regains his steps. Tried to get a close range shot in, but was denied that opportunity. And play is whistled to a halt as Gulbrandsen comes off. Particulars to come. So for Delaware, another Colonial Motors power play. This penalty at 14:22. And it was a trip against Gulbranson, putting Delaware on their third man advantage of the evening. Navy penalty assessed to number 16, Anders Gulbranson, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 14 minutes, 22 seconds in the first period. Gulbranson, 2 for tripping at 14:22. Navy maintaining their momentum despite the Gulbranson penalty. Dancing through traffic comes Mullen. He takes aim from the right half wall. Gustafson slams the door on him and holds for a stoppage. Saving for retirement doesn't just happen overnight. It takes planning. And Limestone Pension Associates are the exact people you want to talk to when it comes to just that. For over 35 years, Limestone has crafted and administered qualified pension plans for small businesses in Delaware and neighboring states. Visit limestonepension.net to learn more about what they can do for your workforce. Hard shot on the Delaware side, stopped by Doherty. Will Zimmer in for the draw as the second wave comes on. Chuma, his shot from the left point, stick checked up into the rafters and out of play. 4 3/4 minutes to go in the first period of a scoreless matchup. A minute and change remaining on the Gulbranson penalty. Navy is able to clear the puck this time, thanks in no small part to defenseman Porter Markle. Will Zimmer with space up the right wing boards resets for Delaware, but precious seconds ticked away from the Gulbranson penalty and the time it took him to reset. Jack Zimmer steps up at the half wall, overskates the puck. Here's a one-on-one. Jack Burke with a hard slapper from 50 feet away, as he was kept wide, caught and held on to by Gustafson for another pause in the action. Fresh legs on for both sides. Top power play unit back on for Delaware. Sidoriak, Nima, Ostrander, Guido, and Hulser. It is Nima taking this face-off across from Navy's Michael Rakovich. Won by Nima, left behind to Guido. Flipped now to Sidoriak, who tips it to Hulser, who accelerated behind the goal and was able to explode with speed into neutral territory. Flip back to Sidoriak, but he let it go before center, so this comes back in icing with 4 minutes and a couple ticks left in this first period. 23 seconds left on the Delaware power play. Nima again for the draw across from Rakovich. Delaware controls the face-off once again. Hulser amid forechecking pressure, bothered by Rakovich. Ostrander ahead, keeps the momentum going and bulldozes into the Navy zone. Lost the puck mid-zone. It was stolen from him by Joe Walton, who turns and wrists at the length of the ice. Gustafson out of the crease, plays the puck in the corner, batted back up the far boards. The Gulbranson penalty has expired, and Reynolds recovers behind the Navy goal. 3.5 minutes to go in the first period. There is no score between the Mids and the Hens. Entry is good as the puck is tipped by Rakovich to the near corner. A two-a-side scrum develops. Sweeping in, Adams tried to set one up on the doorstep for Hayden, but missed his man by a country mile. Hulser heads a 2-on-2 the other way for Delaware, pinching through at the right wall, absorbing a check from Reynolds. Left to Marciniak, shot from the right point blocked. by Rakovich, and this puck will be cleared up the near boards by Reynolds. Tipped on at the Delaware line by Rakovich, but given away to Marciniak. That enables Navy to get a line change in, and the Czech Michal Biben enters up the right wall for Delaware, but lost his footing, lost the puck, and Gulbranson turns it back the other way. Headman feed to Mullen into the slot, but Mullen couldn't get stick on puck. The paths crossed, but never converged. Biben struggling to maintain his footing again in the neutral zone. Couldn't bring down the puck, taken from him by Kristinets. And there's the first goal of the game. It goes to Navy. And it appeared to be Thomas Kristinets to put the midshipman on the board. The body language of the situation would indicate it was Kristinets as he leads the line past the bench. And the Hens are forced to play catch-up. Scoring summary to come once the Rodriguez play is either finished or dissipates. Navy goal scored by number 20, Thomas Kristinets. Assisted by number 10, Riley Jameson, and number 16, Anders Gulbranson. Time of the goal, 17 minutes, 31 seconds in the first period. Kristinets from Jameson and Gulbranson at 17:31. Inside the final 100 of the period, Sidoriak drawn into the neutral zone. Ostrander has to tag up, and that gives Navy a free pass. Porter Markle works the puck ahead to Ostrowski, tipped by Hulser into the netting and out of play. .83 seconds to go in this opening frame. Navy, after giving way early to Delaware in terms of momentum and shots, has come back pretty well over the last few minutes. And the Thomas Kristinets goal, the only one of the game so far. So the Hens will have to work a little bit harder yet to regain momentum. As the bleachers at Fred Rust Arena fill a little more. 1 minute remaining in the period. Une minute restant dans la période. Hens trying to muster something, but the puck is trapped at the far corner of the Navy zone. Dosen pitchforking away, trying to extract the puck, but it's still trapped as the battle migrates. And coming away with it for Navy was Walton. Played behind his own goal. Reynolds attempted to headman it to Rakovich. That pass stolen by grad student Colin Emmerich. Given away to Rakovich again. But he's outmanned by a strong Delaware back check, the cornerstone of which Harrison Chuma slows up Rakovich right at the Delaware blue line. Puck lofted by Jack Zimmer. Back into Navy's end with 18 seconds to go in this first period. Reynolds steadies. Fails in the breakout pass, blocked down by Nima. Backhanded by Mullen towards center point, held in by Chuma. Turning was Guido. Fires the puck across to the far boards, and the final seconds of the first period tick away. Through 20 minutes, the score. U.S. Naval Academy Midshipmen 1. Delaware Blue Hens 0. First period shots on goal. Navy 9, Delaware 14. We'll take a break on Delaware Hockey Night, and it's all brought to you by 412 Communications. Welcome back into Fred Rust Arena. We are live on Delaware Hockey Night. We're through 20 minutes of play. The U.S. Naval Academy midshipmen have taken a 1-0 lead over the Delaware Blue Hens. Sponsorship opportunities available here on Delaware Hockey Night. To learn more, drop us a note. James at 412communications.com to learn more and to join our roster of sponsors, including Delaware Trash Can Cleaning, Limestone Pension Associates, Colonial Motors, serving Delaware for over 25 years. First State Ice Hockey, operating under the philosophy of one state, one goal, to build a new generation of youth hockey players. And 412 Communications, the new gold standard in digital media solutions for small businesses. Our second period face-off brought to you by the Hooper family, proud supporters of Delaware Hockey Night for the last few years and a few more to come, as Joey Hooper, freshman goalie from Wall, New Jersey, enjoys a stint with the Division II side here under the Fred Rust Arena roof. Period 2 set to go. We will see Hayden squaring off against Hulser for the opening draw. And off we go. Period 2 is underway. Down in front, Trevor Early. Sidoriak works the puck up the right wing board, slowed markedly at center. Ostrander couldn't chip it past as Hayden kept the neutral zone airtight for Navy. And there's the second of the game. It came from Nathan Hayden, or was it Michael Rakovich? One or the other. But the midshipmen double up on Delaware. It indeed was Hayden. Didn't take him long at all either. 20 seconds. Into the second period to make this one 2-0. Particulars to come. And just as rapidly, a Delaware shot comes from the right dot, but it's held onto by Doherty. Navy goal scored by number 23, Nathan Hayden. Assisted by number 22, Evan Adams, and number 11, Michael Rakovich. Time of the goal, 20 seconds in the second period. Hayden from Adams and Rakovich at 20 seconds. Chuma tries to maintain the zone from the right point off the mid-zone puck battle. Mullen takes it away from him, gains red, absorbs an Emmerich body check, plastering him to the glass. Puck is cleared, Delaware regroups. Nima circles behind the Navy goal. Flips the puck to Jack Zimmer, taken away from him and cleared out by Jameson, recovered by Chuma at center. He walks it in up the near dashers, gains the blue line, dumps the puck into the corner. A two-a-side scrum develops there. At the center of it, we've got Emmerich knocked down to the surface of the ice by Markle. Emmerich pops back up. The battle migrates to the near half boards where Doson's overpowered, and the puck is chipped free by Mullen as far as the Delaware line. A minute and a half into the second period, Navy has doubled up their lead thanks to the rocket of a wrist shot from Nathan Hayden at the left dot. That just 20 seconds into the period. Gulbranson, guilty of an icing from his own blue line, will send play back into the Navy zone. Face off to Doherty's left. Will Zimmer swarming the net, couldn't track down the puck for the rebound opportunity after Doherty makes the initial save. That after the Zimmer face-off win started at all. Aun tracks down a loose puck at the near boards. Lowers the shoulder on Guido to try to maintain position, now mucking away for it. Aun knocks it loose. Tied up again by Markle this time, deeper in the corner. Kicked free, picked up by Jack Burke. Held in by Drummond for Delaware at the point. Shoveled forward by Burns, but into a sea of navy blue sweaters. Drummond takes aim from long range, stick save from Doherty, denies him. Up the middle comes Aun. Crosses to the left board, centering feed. Burke's shot from 20 feet, popped up in the air by Gustafsson. Coming down with the rebound is Drummond, with plenty of space up the near boards, trying to catch Navy in the midst of a change. He carries it as far as the Navy blue line, floats it in from there, hustles off, fresh legs on for the Hens. Meanwhile, up comes Matthew Cho along the right wing dashers. Before being outmanned by Delaware, he dumps the puck in. It rolls to the far corner. Sidoriak and Barbario tied up in a battle for it. Recovered by the Hens, namely freshman Luke Hauk, who heads up the 3-on-3. Drop pass to Beben at the top of the right circle. Trailed in by Sidoriak. Took aim from long range. Chases down his own rebound. Heitzhaus can't jam it in on the doorstep. Swatted back to the near side by Hauk via behind the goal. Held in by Luce. Taken away from him by Reynolds. Reynolds gains center. Backhands the puck from just over the blue line in behind the Delaware cage. This will be an icing back the other way from Delaware after Navy perfected the dump and chase to get in some fresh legs. Nearing the 4-minute mark of this second period, Navy with a 2-0 lead over Delaware. And an attacking zone draw to boot. The Markle shot was blocked off the stick of Hauk. Puck directed to the far wall. Cleared out. Race on for it. Heitzhaus surrounded by midshipmen. Drop pass to Beben. He couldn't connect with the Prague native. 1-on-2 the other way. And a long shot laid in by Evan Adams ends up in the glove of Corbin Gustafsson. Good for another break in the action with just over 4 minutes elapsed in the second period of this 2-0 game. Advantage Mids. Face off to Gustafsson's left. Rather to Gustafsson's right. Won by Delaware, advanced by Jack Zimmer and on ahead by Rodriguez in below the Navy goal. Play migrates to the far corner, a 2-on-2 battle for the puck developing there. Walked out of traffic by Hayden. He tries to stretch it ahead to Adams, but overshoots his man by a goodly margin. Jack Zimmer will carry the puck up the middle for Delaware. Under two-ply pressure upon gaining the Navy line, he drops it back. Hulser, unable to maintain that Delaware momentum, gives way to Reynolds, who slams the puck off the near boards. This will be a delayed penalty against Delaware, as Jack Zimmer gets rung up for the late hit on Adams. So Zimmer off at 4:54 sends Delaware to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Delaware trash can cleaning keeping Delawareans and their homes safe and healthy by way of sanitization of your trash and recycling bins with the use of high-pressure water jets at almost boiling temperatures to kill over 99% of the bacteria and germs that develop. And that Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill did not last long at all, as Jack Burke slams one home net front to make it 3-0 Navy. They're coming back with a vengeance today, the midshipmen are. Schedule your first cleaning today at DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Timeout, Delaware. Delaware penalty assessed to number 7. Jack Zimmer, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 4:54 in the second period. Zimmer 2 for interference at 4:54. Navy goal, scored by number 29, Jack Burke, assisted by number 22, Evan Adams, and number 21, number 11, Michael Rokovich. Time of the goal, a power play goal, 5:07 in the second period. It was Burke from Adams and Rokovich at 5:07. So Delaware taking their timeout, trying to regroup. They won 3-1 yesterday, but here they're down 3-0. We're only 5 minutes and change into the second period. Play resumes. Sidoriak, the recipient of the puck, turns it down the right wall. It caroms to the near corner. Stepping up loose, launches it in from the point. Rings off the backboards, held in opposite side by Sidoriak. Working below the cage is Guido. Doherty keeps the corner jammed up and covers the puck for a stoppage. 5.5 into this second period. Face-off will come to the left of Doherty. Left to Sidoriak at the half wall, launched into traffic, loose holding the near side. Centering feed from below the cage by Guido, nobody home, but a host of midshipmen, maybe even a legion of them. But this will come back into the Navy zone after an icing. Colonial Motors has been connecting Delawareans with pre-owned cars for every purpose and budget for the last 25 years. Browse their vast inventory online or visit one of 3 convenient Central Delaware locations in Townsend, Smyrna, and Camden. ColonialMotorsInc.com, the place to go for your next pre-owned car. Burke drop pass to Aun, thrown toward the cage from the near half wall, intercepted, and now iced by Delaware. Shot off the draw from Cholino, sent high, brought out of the near corner, and walked free by Heightshouse for Delaware. He's slowed up at the Navy blue line zone, just held by Jack Zimmer. Fanned on a high stick, nearly played on the puck. That washed out as Navy touches up. Chuma off his backhand, shovels the puck forward beyond the reach of Heightshouse, intercepted by Carl, walked up the middle to the blue line and then a few feet before Chuma recovers for Delaware. Launches it up the right wing boards, tipped by Hauk from the good side of center into Navy territory, avoiding the icing as such. Barbario recovers. Leaves the puck to Reynolds. Up the right comes he. Reynolds kept wide, throws the puck toward the net. Looming there was Adams, couldn't finish. Rolls behind the cage out to the far half wall, right in front of the Navy bench, where Ostrander clears to red. Volley back in by Markle, slamming the puck off the end boards. Caroms to the far side. Chandler Lynch can't backhand it free. Now it comes into the low slot where it's picked up by Jack Zimmer. He carries the puck as far as the blue line, flips it forward from there. Icing waved off. Race on for the puck. Ostrander got to it. Centering feed from Hulser intended, comes back to him. A net front swarm develops around the vulcanized rubber. It is covered up by Charles Doherty, and Blue Hens and midshipmen together making dinner plans for after the game. At least that's what we can best surmise of the gathering. Absolutely happy to have each and every one of you joining us, regardless of which side of the red line you're on. Pay us a follow on Twitter at DE Hockey Night if you're so inclined. And also, if you're so inclined, subscribe to 412 Communications on YouTube for alerts to upcoming coverage of University of Delaware Blue Hens hockey. Lynch failed to maintain the point, overpowered by Riley Jamieson. He comes in up the middle. Good shot from him at the top of the left circle, blocked away by Gustafsson. This puck is cleared, but given away to Gulbranson in neutral territory. Shoveled forward. Kristenitz advances it further. The headman pass to Jamieson crashing the net was broken up. And here comes Luke Dosen on a breakaway shot. Tipped high and off the glass behind Doherty. Dosen gets his own rebound. Tries to play it net front to Rodriguez. Can't find his man there. Kristenitz takes it away. Now he's given the puck after a last-ditch effort by Rodriguez to maintain the zone went awry. Muscling through traffic came John Mullen. Rodriguez strips the puck from him. Fed to Nima, 2-on-2. Nima stops, tries to change direction. Couldn't set up a centering pass intended for Dosen. It was stick-checked off its intended target. Back in the Delaware zone we end up as we come to the 9-minute mark of the second period. Navy with a 3-0 lead over the Blue Hens. Sidoriak cannot clear the zone. Puck rifled in by Reynolds from just inside the Delaware line. It's tied up behind the cage, sweeping in to recover Ostrowski. Now sets up Markle at the point. Back to Ostrowski it comes. Emmerich backhands it away. Race on forward into Navy territory. Reynolds wins that battle by just a half step over Nima. Nima perseveres, stays with the play, finds Luce at the left point. A wobbly shot from there. Blocked to the corner by Doherty, picked up by Nima. Nima now to Emmerich, up high, Sidoriak, long shot. Missed the far post. Sidoriak gets it back, another chance, this one blocked away in traffic. Luce chases the rebound to the corner, punches the puck behind the cage, it rolls to the top of the Delaware bench, where it's thrown back in by Sidoriak. Luce opposite side. Sidoriak and Luce both trying to make something happen from their respective points. This time Dom Guido steps up for a shot, but it's batted up into the netting by Doherty and out of play. What a flurry of activity in the Navy zone, but maybe one or two shots on goal at most as a result, as the traffic net front was just too much for the Hens to penetrate. They're down 3-0, and they've got an attacking zone face-off coming their way, won by Will Zimmer. Rakovic takes it away. Tries to set up Adams off the post, his desperation shot as he was angled to the goal line. Guido picks up the loose puck. Burns punches it forward. Walton gives it away. Dom Guido buries it. The Hens get one back. Dom Guido had two yesterday, and he gets one here to make it 3-1. This at 10:24 in the second period. So now a 2-goal game as the Hens were able to reduce some of the damage done earlier. A Delaware goal! Scored by number 38, Dom Guido. Assisted by number 10, Ryan Burns. Time of the goal, 10 minutes, 23 seconds in the second period. Guido from Burns at 10:23. Drummond steps up, maintains the zone at the half wall, maintains possession for Delaware too as they try to keep this momentum going in their favor. Zone cleared, John Drummond recovers. Worked up the left boards, but taken away. Markle headmans it up the near wall to Jake Barbario. Barbario kept out of his preferred shot lane by Drummond. Now flips the puck to Kristinitz, first goal scorer of the day for Navy. Left to the point, launched in by Brendan Reynolds and held on to for a stoppage by Gustafson. 8:14 to go here in the second period. Hens got one back thanks to Dom Guido. Patrolling the net front area and beating Doherty right at the fringe of his office. Sidoriak bulldozes out of the Delaware zone. Shot from high in the zone. On the Navy side by Hulser was tipped high and out of any realm of making it to the back of the Navy net. The 20s get tied up. Sidoriak had to pull his stick loose from the reach of Kristinitz. And the subsequent re-entry attempt will be called back as the puck is out of play. Center ice face-off will follow as the last play face-off ruled with the puck out of play. Hulser and Aun to square off. Puck batted into the Navy zone, slammed back the other direction by Burke, recovered by Luce. Everybody tags up, so the entry is good. Luce caroms the puck to Rodriguez in the far corner, but Walton takes it away for Navy. Luce comes barreling in, can't steal the puck from Burke. Floated up the right wing boards, recovered by Sidoriak mid-zone Delaware side. Luce lost control and sight of the puck, delayed offside against Navy, gives the Hens a free pass, and Ostrander will dipsy-doodle his way through neutral zone traffic before setting up shop in the Navy end. Centering feed on the doorstep, Hulser lost the puck in his skates, and Reynolds clears. Luce at center, volleys it back to Reynolds, now carried on up the right dots by Ostrowski. High shot, clears the crossbar. Gustafson lunged at the puck, didn't have to, as it was well over the bar. And now the midshipman will set up more deliberately. Breakout pass from Reynolds after the Emmerich forechecking pressure intensified was tipped on by Adams in behind the Delaware goal. Bounces out to the far side. At the end of the Navy bench, a two-a-side scrum develops. Now three-a-side. Jay Luce reaches in, recovers for Delaware. Leaves the puck behind his own goal where Jack Zimmer winds up, stretches it ahead to Dosen. Batted the puck down out of the atmosphere, chased it to the corner, but he was met there by Navy captain Brendan Reynolds, who applied heavy pressure to force play back into neutral ice. 6 minutes to go in the second period. Navy 3, Delaware 1. The tables have turned from when these two teams last met just yesterday in Annapolis. Emmerich crashing the net, barrels into Doherty. After trying to get the shot off, net knocked off its moorings. Dosen and Barbario with a few words after the fact as well. Five minutes, 46 seconds to go in this second period. Navy doing some mighty damage early in the second to go up 3-0 over Delaware, but the Hens finally got one back mid-period. It was Dom Guido who did. After scoring 2 against Navy yesterday, he's the one to put the Hens on the board here, but they've still got 2 to make up in the last 26 minutes. Set up from Chuma sails beyond the reach of Will Zimmer, who was posted up net front. Guido says, "Give me the puck, Will." Will, hassled by Markle, couldn't find the passing lane. John Poling signals a trip. Or rather, Doug Wood, the one signaling the trip, and this will go against Navy's Jake Barbario. So Delaware back on the Colonial Motors power play. After failing to connect on 3 such opportunities thus far today. Will the 4th time be the one that's a charm? We will soon find out, but Delaware is going to have to come from their own end to do so. Navy penalty assessed to number 18, Jake Barbario. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 14 minutes, 35 seconds in the second period. Barbario, 2 for tripping at 14:35. Guido, now to Hulser, hassled below the goal line by Reynolds. Leaves the puck to Nima, working the near side. High to Sidoriak, across to the right dot, shot from Guido was off the crossbar. Nima plastered into the glass by Mullen, lost the zone. Hens come back between the blue lines to regroup with a minute left on the Barbario penalty. In comes Guido. Hulser fails to maintain the zone at the opposite point. Both sides getting some fresh legs on. Navy with a new complement of penalty killers. Meanwhile, a partial change for Delaware. Hulser floats the puck in after gaining the blue line. Rolls it behind the cage to Emmerich. Just held by Zimmer at the right point. Behind the net, Emmerich finds Hulser. Shot off the pads of Doherty. Scrum net front. Doherty sprawled. Zimmer, his shot was blocked from 30 feet. Zimmer gets the puck back, leaves it to Chuma center point. It was deflected there by a Navy player. Hulser, near half wall. To Zimmer in the corner, back to Hulser, stepping up to the dot. Hard shot from him, sticked away by Doherty. Zimmer maintaining, final seconds of the Barbario penalty tick away. And the Hens will be 0 for 4 on the power play here so far. Miscommunication, could have been too many players on the ice, but Barbario quickly corrected and headed to the bench as soon as he saw the situation. Rakovich hassled in the far corner of the Delaware end after pressing there with 3 minutes to go in the second period of a 3-1 game advantage midshipman. Gulbranson trailed back in his own zone. Floated the puck forward over neutral ice, tipped into the Delaware zone by Hayden. There will be no icing here as Markle is able to play the puck well before the Navy goal line. The stretch pass to Jamieson is called back offside. Offside pass is a last play face-off, 2:39 to go. This one will come deep in Navy territory, as the pass originated well before the blue line. Luke Hauken to take the draw, flanked by Heitzhaus and Biben. And who will face him? It will be John Mullen. Hauk tries to walk the puck in right off the dot, but faces 2-ply pressure immediately off the draw. Here's Jamieson heading up a 2-on-2 for Navy. Bothered high in the zone by Luce. He leaves the puck behind. Shot from Mullen, held on to by Gustafson for a pause in play with 2:24 to go in this second period. Navy looking to nurse their 3-1 lead. Delaware, try as they might, have not been able to cut into it after the Dom Guido goal mid-period. Aun and Zimmer meet at the near dot. Aun wins the draw, leaves the puck to Markle at the point. Burke absorbs a check below the goal, puck knocked loose. Walked over the blue line, but only just by Will Zimmer. Taken away by Sidoriak after a failed counterattack from Navy in the neutral zone. Sidoriak collides with Gulbranson. They're tied up in the corner. Puck is knocked loose as the battle is prolonged by a good margin from there. Burns' stick held on. The unpaid officials voice their displeasure over the prolonged confrontation. And Ostrowski has to be pushed away from Burns before things boil over any further. The dulcet tones of Elton John, although I don't know if we'd call this one dulcet, echo through Fred Rust Arena as we enter the penultimate minute of the second period. Neutral zone draw. Swatted forward by Hulser. Recovered by Reynolds, deep in Navy territory. Carried on by Cholino as far as the Delaware blue line before he's stood up. Hulser steals the puck, launches it in from long range. Minute and a half to go in this second period. Navy with a 3-1 lead over Delaware, and a solid back check from the complement of midshipmen on the ice today, really making the big difference so far. A lot of blocked shots, a lot of territorial control. Hulser tried to feed to Rodriguez dot to dot, but Rodriguez just couldn't get stick on puck. This is an icing against Navy. Face off to Doherty's left. Nima will square off against Hayden. Nima chases the puck to the corner, keeps Hayden at bay, left to Zimmer, high in the zone. Long shot, bobbled by Doherty, and he falls on it for the stoppage. Face-off comes at the near dot, and Navy will clear. 1 minute remaining in the period. Une minute restant dans la période. The advance was courtesy Adams, who's tied up by a pair of blue hens in the far corner of the Delaware zone. Zimmer backhands the puck free to Jake Nima. Chipped beyond the reach of Markle, carried on now by Dosen. He finds himself in slot congestion and ultimately loses the puck. We enter the final half minute of this second period. Dosen plays the body on Rakovic, knocks him off the puck. It rolls to the near corner of the Delaware end. Shoveled high and out by Zimmer. Advanced by Nima, slowed up significantly at the blue line of the midshipman. Markle back the other way. Final 15, long shot, sticked up into the air by Gustafson. Rebound contested in the corner to his side. It comes net front where Jack Zimmer is able to corral the puck. Final 5 seconds. Zone is cleared. This will not be an icing. It's waved off by Brent Kendall, and the horn sounds to signal the end of the second period. Through 2 periods, the score: Navy Midshipmen 3, Delaware Blue Hens 1. We'll take a break here on Delaware Hockey Night. Plenty more to come after the second intermission. Delaware Hockey Night coming back to you from Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. 2 periods in the books. And it's been all Navy so far today. 3-1 they lead through 40 minutes. In addition to the Thomas Christenitz goal late in the first period, the midshipmen added tallies from Nathan Hayden and Jack Burke to go up 3-0, 5 minutes in the second period. Hens got one back, though, mid-frame. It was Dom Guido who added to his 2 from yesterday with a net front finish on the Ryan Burns setup at 10:23 in the second period. But trying to build from there, the Blue Hens have had considerable trouble doing so. Great goaltending from Charles Doherty, certainly a factor, denying 23 of Delaware's 24 shots thus far. James Witherite flying solo with you here on Delaware Hockey Night for this twilight game. The third part of our originally scheduled triple header is a no-go, as the Division II men's game against Penn has been abandoned on account of Penn not having ample healthy players to staff a team for the game. So we'll call it an early night, but we'll be back at it next Friday as we head to the suburbs of the nation's capital. Outside the Beltway, so it counts as the suburbs. We head to the Gardens Ice House, where the Division II Blue Hens will take on Georgetown in a 9 p.m. Friday matchup. And who knows, we might even have that on Delaware Hockey Night TV. Originally slated for radio, but the DC crew may be able to hop in and bring the game to you in pictures as well. We will find out and keep you apprised on that via our social media channels. And then right back here to Fred Rust Arena Saturday for the first of 2 between these Division I Blue Hens and the Syracuse Orange coming to town for the first time this season for a Saturday-Sunday weekend series. Full schedule available at dehockeynight.com. We're 45 seconds into the third period. Hens traveling left to right, trying to work some offensive momentum their way. Puck taken away but not cleared by Mullen. Launched in by Chuma from the right point, but waffle boarded neatly aside by Doherty. Held in by Hulser. Sets up Chuma again. Long shot blocked off the fingertips of John Mullen to the far corner. Recovered there by Ostrander, skating a circle to try to generate time and space. He flips it behind him to Hulser. Back high to Jack Zimmer, who skies it from the left point well into the rafters and out. "79 seconds have gone by the wayside here in this third period. Puck stays in the Navy zone. Hulser and Aun will square off. Puck rolls to the near corner, where it is cleared by Walton, punched forward by Burke, countered by Jack Zimmer just inside his blue line, chased down by Rodriguez but overskated, and brought back out of the Navy zone, carried now by Burke, who tried to split Delaware defenders, and Hulser pickpockets him. Headman to Rodriguez, poke checked away from his reach by Reynolds to the near corner. Rodriguez chases the puck down, takes aim from the top of the right circle. Doherty denies his shot. Puck is loose high. Stepping up, Marciniak tries to slam it in close, but finds a sea of blue sweaters. Following up on the doorstep is Gavin Hulser to make it a 3-2 game. Delaware gets one back. Gavin Hulser, the senior, beats Doherty on the follow-up. And the Hens are back within 1. We'll let the room breathe a little bit. as a healthy on-site crowd reacts to Hulser, bringing Delaware back within a goal of Navy. It stands 3-2 at this point. And here come the Hens again. The advance of Emmerich slowed up mid-zone. Play pressed back into neutral ice. A Delaware goal! Scored by number 37, Gavin Hulser. Assisted by number 22, Ryan Rodriguez. And number 26, Brian Ostrander. Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 1 second in the third period. Hulser from Rodriguez and Ostrander at 2:01. Gavin Hulser breathing new life into the Delaware Blue Hens, bringing them back within a single goal. Walton at the Navy blue line turns play back into the Blue Hens end. Loose, corrals the puck in the far corner, tries to work it ahead to Heightshouse, misses his man entirely, and this will come back an icing. 3 minutes and 19 seconds into the period. Draw to the left of Gustafson, carried on by Delaware. It was Hauk who worked to center before being stonewalled by the mids. Hauk turns, backhands the puck from Zimmer in over the Navy blue line. Corralled there by Burke, advanced up the left wing by Ostrowski. Drop pass back to Burke results in a Gustafson save off the 35-foot shot, and the follow-up opportunity denied just the same. Face-off occurs to the left of Gustafson. Will Zimmer finds Burns in a one-on-one. Burns' shot rushed, bothered by Gulbranson's back check. Missed the near post. Hens set up. Burns' follow-up attempt. Saved by Doherty. Kick to the far half boards. Follow-up chance. Another one. This one comes from Jack Zimmer. And the graduate blue liner missed a little bit wide from the far half wall. Jackie Zimmer back in front of his own cage. Leads the Delaware rush back from left to right. Advanced to Chuma. His stick lifted at the Navy blue line by Reynolds. Zimmer trails back in, lost the puck into neutral ice, gloved down there by Hayden, and slammed back in behind the Delaware goal. Enough time to enable the midshipmen to get a line change in. 4.5 minutes into this third period. Navy with a 3-2 lead over Delaware. The Hens trying to claw their way back into this. A cannon from Joe Walton misses the near corner of the Delaware net. And it looks like something went amiss with Walton after the play. We're going to go to break here on Delaware Hockey Night. Third period in action, 15:10 to go. Navy 3, Delaware 2. Coming back to you on Delaware Hockey Night, presented by 412 Communications. 15:10 to go in regulation. Navy with a 3-2 lead over Delaware. Faceoff will be in the Navy zone as play was halted there last. Play halted as Joe Walton, just after his shot, which he unloaded at the top of the left circle, looked like he twisted something or landed funny or whatever the case may be, but he was favoring his left leg as he came off the ice. Ultimately got off with assistance from a couple of his Navy teammates and is receiving medical attention as we speak. The Mids come up with the puck out of their zone, but the Reynolds attack will be called back offside. This faceoff comes just above the Delaware blue line with 15:04 to go in regulation. Mids trying to get one back. Delaware trying to keep their momentum going after accounting for the last two goals, one from Guido, the other from Hulser. Sidoriak off his backhand plays the puck to Rodriguez up the far boards, dodging a check. Rodriguez takes himself out of the play. Puck ends up back to the Navy blue line, where Reynolds left it to Carl in a D-to-D pass, but this one sails out of play. Last play face-off with the puck out. Ends up at center ice with 14:40 to go in regulation. Scrum over the puck, controlled by Navy ultimately. Played up the left wall by Goldbrinson to Ostrowski, who absorbs an open ice hit. Puck ends up deep in the Delaware end. Played on by Nima, intercepted by Ostrowski, who regained his footing, but his shot missed the target by a good country mile or so. Marciniak can't swat the puck out of harm's way as Aun meets him on it at the half wall. Ends up below the Delaware goal. Net front set up to Jack Burke, denied on the welcome mat was he by Gustafsson. Turning Aun with a shot, stick checked wide of the near post by 15 feet, right into the hands of Andrew Marciniak, the Chicagoan. Accelerates up the right dots, rifles the puck in behind the goal. It rolls to Nima at the far corner where he's double teamed. Net front set up, nobody home, and it's swatted free by Steven Ciolino. Raced down by Lynch. Hustling back into the Delaware zone to slam the puck left to right ahead to Dosen into a 1-on-3. Dosen perseveres while Hens change astern of him. Dosen taken down well off the puck. Darren Musser would call that interference all day long, but Doug Wood, of course, consistently as he does, lets them play on both sides a good bit more. Markle's breakout pass hacked down on its way through, chased by Adams to the corner. He's pinned wide by Burns. Adams tries to stick handle his way past Chuma on the doorstep, can't do so. And as play comes back from left to right, courtesy Will Zimmer and offside Ryan Burns, brings us to a stoppage with 13:01 to go in regulation. Will Zimmer to take the draw just above the Navy line. Across from Adams. Won by Adams for Navy. Worked forward up the left wall by Reynolds. Loose ties it up in the corner, finds Burns. Breakout pass intended for Will Zimmer was just off its target, rifled back in over the center logo. Sidoriak bodied off the biscuit, sneaking in Nathan Hayden, who had the second Navy goal. Couldn't maintain the momentum. A little friendly fire in front of the Delaware net. Now Don Guido finds the puck and will walk it forward up the right side. He accelerates, gets his head down, his knees bent, finds another gear, barrels into the corner of the Navy zone, leaves the puck to Sidoriak in the slot. Shot trickled wide of the far post as Doherty overcommitted to that side, gave up some space, but the Hens were not in position for a secondary chance. 12 and change to go. Here in regulation, Navy with a 3-2 lead over Delaware from Fred Rust Arena. Delayed penalty coming up against Navy. And the Hens draw a trip to go back to the Colonial Motors power play. The culprit, Riley Jamison. This 7:59 into the third period. Navy penalty assessed to number 10, Riley Jamison. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 7:59 in the third period. Jamison, 2 for tripping at 7:59. Hens yet to strike on the Colonial Motors power play. You, however, can find your next pre-owned vehicle for any purpose and budget via one of 3 Central Delaware locations or online at colonialmotorsinc.com. Pulser, Sidoriak center point. Looking for the shot lane, takes aim from 40 feet, rings it off the back glass. Puck rolls to the top of the zone, backhanded in by Sidoriak, protecting. Pulser across to Nima, top of the near circle, mishandled it there. Nima once again finds Sidoriak, sets up a slapper, blocked down by Doherty. Rebound hotly contested by both sides, muscled out by Burke, held in by Sidoriak, trailing to the left point. 1 minute remaining on the penalty to Jamison. Jake Nima. These 5 have been out for the entire first minute of this power play. Hard shot came from Hulser just outside the left dot. Caught the wrong side of the cage. One-timer from Hulser off the stick of Doherty to the near corner. Sidoriak overskates the puck, and it's punched free by Nathan Hayden. Everybody changes up, except for Hulser, the lone wolf back in the Delaware zone. He recovers. Fresh power play legs on, fresh penalty killers on too. In comes Harrison Chuma, stopping at the right point, double teamed there. The pressure from Matthew Cho enough to separate him from the puck, and Reynolds rifles it from right to left behind the Delaware goal. We're coming up on the halfway point of the third period, and the Hens have been kept silent on yet another power play, but will they get another? We see a cross-check signaled by John Poling. But which direction does this one go? It's going to go against Harrison Chuma. So for the Hens, it's back to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Schedule your first cleaning today at DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Delaware penalty assessed to number 6, Harrison Chuma. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 10 minutes, 1 second in the third period. Chuma, 2 for cross-checking at 10:01. Puck rifled free. Reynolds back in his zone, and this attack will be incredibly deliberate. Cross-ice feed from Rakovic, right on the tape of Burke's stick. He walks in from the right dot, shot from there. Just missed the far post, rang off the backboards, held in by Rakovic, left to Adams. Adams wobbles it to Rakovic, working the near corner. Tried to set one up net front, heavily marked by Marciniak. He couldn't. That pass came right back to him. Instead, cycled to Adams, now center point to Reynolds. Top of the left circle, Adams. Thrown in close. Rakovic turned, couldn't find the shot on the doorstep. Reynolds to the right half wall again, and Hayden. Ricocheted off the back wall. Burke. Rakovic now left side. Steps up to the dot, takes aim. That shot blocked off the shin pad of Marciniak. And here comes Dosen in a one-on-one for Delaware. Dosen poke-checked away from Reynolds just after he gained the line. Trailing the play was Hauk to keep the momentum going for Delaware. But the headman pass from Hauk to Dosen never materialized. 17 seconds to go on the Chuma penalty. Kristinitz leaves it back to Reynolds. As we come down to the final 8 minutes of this contest, Navy with a 3-0 lead midway through the second period has since given up 2 unanswered goals. The Hens looking to add a third to make this a brand new hockey game, and they've got a full complement of skaters now as the Chuma penalty was successfully killed off. Nima hassled at the near half wall, rolls the puck to the far corner. Heitzhaus to Emmerich working below the goal. Nima's trapped there. Emmerich puts one on the doorstep for Heitzhaus, but his stick was lifted, and he was pretty well manhandled, quite frankly, by Jamieson net front. But it's been that way both sides, so we're not going to gripe too much. Poling and Wood have let them play all 200 feet. Emmerich shot off the pads of Doherty, that one rings. That's the 30th Delaware shot of the game, and the Hens are forced back into the neutral zone. Chuma couldn't keep the right point airtight, so they regroup the old-fashioned way. Harrison Chuma walks the puck back in, drop pass to Heitzhaus. His stick lifted at the top of the near circle by Barberio. 2 aside, they scrum in the near corner. Nima pitchforks the puck free, but he gives it away to Portal Markle behind the Navy goal. Breakout pass mishandled by Ciolino. Raced down by Chuma just inside his blue line. Heitzhaus connects now with Ryan Rodriguez. In comes Rodriguez from an angle. His shot blocked by Cho at the bottom of the near circle. Puck corralled by Reynolds. Advanced to Ciolino. And now hustling through comes Matthew Cho. Hasty shot from 40 feet. Missed the far post. Puck ends up at the far wall, now controlled by Ostrander. It was fed to him by Rodriguez. In comes Hulser, long-range shot, 50 feet out atop the right circle, caught and held on to by Charles Doherty for a pause in play with 6 minutes and 21 seconds to go. And Delaware 1 goal away from making this a 3-3 deadlock. Hulser line remains. Hulser crashing the net off the draw. Pushed off his intended target by Hayden. Puck rolls along the far boards through neutral territory, and it's carried on by Rakovic. He tries to center to Adams. That pass broken up by Marciniak. Left to Rodriguez, who will pause behind his own goal line momentarily. Packed out now. Marciniak loses his footing and the puck. Thrown in from 35 feet between the circles by Rakovic. That shot blocked high by Hulser. Hulser to Ostrander. Into neutral territory. He flips the puck from blue line to blue line, but Rodriguez mishandled it just inside the Navy zone. Lofted the other way by Adams. Not an icing as he gained red. Stretch pass tipped by Ostrander the other direction. But he mishandled it upon gaining the Navy blue line, so Reynolds was able to chase it down for the mids. In comes Mullen barreling in. Loose. Stick checked his shot. The follow-up chance as Mullen crashed the net. Oh, he just didn't get stick on puck that cleanly. Ostrander, off his backhand, shovels the puck on to Jay Luce. Stopping at the base of the Navy bench. Tries to center, nobody home. It is cleared out by Jamieson, recovered by Luce in the neutral zone. Across near side to Chuma, and in come the Hens. Everybody tags up, stays onside. Fresh legs coming in the form of Jack Zimmer to offer reinforcement at the Delaware blue line. This will be an icing with 4:45 to go. Navy 3, Delaware 2. With just under 5 minutes remaining in regulation. And the Hens will try to capitalize on an attacking zone draw. So far, they've outshot Navy 31-21. Chuma, top of the right circle, misses the near post. The difference maker for Navy's been Charles Doherty, saving 29 of those 31 shots. Put on a tee net front by Chuma, nobody home to bang home the centering feed. This another icing with 4:21 to go. Face-off coming to the left of Doherty. Pushed in by Nima right off the draw, held in by Marciniak after it came right back to him. Markle cannot clear off the carom shot. It's thrown in net front. Nima on the welcome mat. No, found the pads of Doherty, denying him the equalizer. 4 minutes to go in the game. Navy 3, Delaware 2. Ostrowski lost his footing vying for the puck at center. It's now tied up. Ostrowski lowers the shoulder, bulldozes as far as the blue line, caroms it in deep to the far corner of the Delaware end. Handled there by Luce. Played on to Dosen. Kept wide on his way into the Navy zone by Reynolds. Reynolds reaches, corrals the puck, lofts it over Marciniak's head deep into Delaware territory, overskated by Luce. It's brought back into neutral ice, where Dosen picks it free and tries to walk his way on up the near boards. Marciniak absorbs a hit. Here comes Dosen setting up Hulser net front. Hulser lost his shot lane. 190 seconds to go. Up high it comes Marciniak from all the way in the west loop. Hits Doherty in the chest protector, and he hangs on for a pause in play. The shots are there, but so is Charles Doherty, seemingly on the other side of all of them. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that if Delaware gets the equalizer, it's going to be one of those ugly, gritty goals that have been the only ones to come to them so far. You're not going to snipe and beat Doherty, not on a night like this. Ostrander tried to feed to Rodriguez net front, but Rodriguez's back was to the puck. Sidoriak holds the zone. We'll keep an eye on Gustafsson to see if and when he vacates the net. Jack Zimmer, thrown through traffic, it's in! Delaware has tied the game! Doug Wood says that's a good goal. Despite the objections from Navy's Nathan Hayden claiming Doherty could not play his position. That is a good goal, says Doug Wood. He had the front row view, and it's now a 3-3 hockey game. Will the Hens maintain their comeback momentum? My goodness. Not a pretty goal, but they all count the same. A Delaware goal! A Delaware goal! His second of the game, scored by number 37, Gavin Hulser. An unassisted goal at 17 minutes 35 seconds in the third period. Hulser unassisted at 17:35. An altercation in the near corner of the Navy zone, the topic of discussion here, as it looks like both Chuma and Mullen are going to be issued off, maybe even Guido as well. Looks to be Guido and Mullen. These at 17:53. No lack of drama for this one, eh, Mark McClure? Mark McClure, our Delaware Hockey Night intern for this fall semester, also the play-by-play voice primarily of University of Maryland hockey, will be with us through the course of the next few months. He's on videography duty tonight and showing him the ropes of production as well, so he can take the knowledge he gains here with him as he heads to Heartland Collegiate Wooden Bat League action and beyond. We know Guido's down for 2. We know Mullen's down as well. But it is a 5-on-4 situation. Navy with a full complement of skaters. Delaware with only a quartet. Lynch is going to serve the extra 2. Still getting the particulars on the penalties. Meanwhile, the Navy power play will look to settle a 3-3 deadlock. Rakovic shot from the dot blocked by Burns. It's loose in front, covered up, and we've got a stoppage as the congregations continue. Reynolds holds the point. Sidoriak hassled in the corner, works the puck ahead to Ostrander and out. Cleared again. We're down to the final 70 seconds of regulation. On up the middle came Reynolds. 1 minute remaining in the period. Une minute restant dans la période. Delaware penalty number 38, Dom Guido, 2 minutes for high sticking plus a 10-minute misconduct. Navy penalty number 28, John Mullen, a 10-minute misconduct. Time of the penalties, 17:53 in the third period. Delaware, Guido, high sticking plus 10. Navy, Mullen, 10-minute misconduct, all at 17:53. Long shot in from Hayden, covered up by Gustafsson, and he keeps it deadlocked at 3 aside with 24 seconds to go. 18 seconds left on the Guido penalty. And the face-off coming to the right of Corbin Gustafsson. As Fred Rust Arena reaches a fever pitch, and, for that matter, Navy takes their timeout. So will we on Delaware Hockey Night, heading to a break with 24 seconds to go in regulation. We'll use this opportunity to give thanks to our sponsors once again. Delaware Hockey Night, of course, brought to you by 412 Communications, the new gold standard in digital media solutions for small businesses. First State Ice Hockey, building stronger and better youth hockey players in Delaware under the philosophy of one state, one goal. Colonial Motors, connecting Delawareans with pre-owned cars for the last 25 years. Limestone Pension Associates, administering and crafting pension plans for Delaware companies for over 35 years. And Delaware Trash Can Cleaning. Delaware clears the puck with 17 seconds to go in regulation. The Navy timeout is over. One last rush for the midshipmen. Coming in through was Jameson. Cleared again by the Hens. And we are headed to overtime. Correction on the penalties at 17:53 in the third period. Guido, 2 for high sticking plus 2 minutes for roughing. Navy, number 28, John Mullen, 2 minutes for roughing. So a double minor on Delaware's Guido, a single minor for roughing on Navy's Mullen. Those penalties were at 17:53. At the end of regulation, the score Navy 3, Delaware 3. Third period shots on goal. Navy 5 for 22 in regulation. Delaware 11 for 35 in regulation. So we are now headed to a 5-minute overtime period. We are 3-on-3 in overtime, and the teams do change ends. Sudden victory. Next goal wins it. But both teams will exit Fred Rust Arena with a point this evening. Hulser, Ostrander, and Sidoriak. The 3 on for Delaware. Rokovich, Hayden, and Reynolds, the trio of Navy skaters. Guido can rejoin at 3:07 and a whistle. Overtime is underway. Hulser wins the battle for the puck in the neutral zone. Tried to feed Ostrander dot to dot. Ostrander driven into the near corner by Rokovich. To a side, they battle in the corner. Rokovich tries to work free. Hulser stays with him. Shot from Sidoriak. Blockered away by Doherty. Ostrander working the top of the left circle. Stick that taken off his feet. Puck swatted free by Hayden. Sidoriak on the back check. Hayden, stick handles in. Retraces his steps, works high in the zone, fires it off the corner boards. Emmerich in for Delaware. Reaches in with his backhand to bother Rokovich's progress, and Hulser's able to work free. On to Colin Emmerich. 2-on-2, the entry's good. Cross-ice feed nearly took a bad bounce, but reaching up for the save was Doherty. Wow. Whew. Almost took a bad bounce just under the crossbar, but Charles Doherty reaches up for the glove save and keeps this tied with 3:52 to go. Face off to Doherty's left. Nema and Burke. Jake Nema working below the net. Lots of open ice. Both of these teams play on international size rinks, though, so no advantage one way or the other in terms of familiarity. Zimmer. Kept high by Markle. Cycles the puck to Emmerich. Dishes it behind his back to Jake Nema. Nema through the slot. Stick lifted on his way through by Mullen. Reaching in for the puck in the corner. And now it is pushed free by Markle up the left wing boards. Carried on by Mullen. So a 2-on-2 entry for Navy. Mullen dropped back to Burke. Burke, hassled by Nema, crashes the net, which is knocked off its moorings, is together. Nema and Burke collide with Gustafsson in the net that he is trying to guard. .308 to go in this overtime. And that's the first Navy shot in the extra frame. Face off in the near circle. Will Zimmer on along with Chuma and Burns for Delaware. Tied up by Adams in the near corner for Navy. Jamieson looking for space. He's kept outside the house by Will Zimmer. Chuma manning the net front area. Burns the high defender. Chuma's able to get to the puck. He backhands it free and pushes it out into neutral territory despite Adams' peppering. Chuma and Adams migrate all the way into the near corner of the Navy zone. Puck caroms behind the goal to the far half wall where Riley Jamieson tries to walk it free. Headmans it to Adams up the left wing board. Centering feed didn't quite make it to Reynolds, crashing the net. Chuma stayed with the play to break up that pass. 2:20 to go here in this 5-minute overtime. Burns double teamed on his way into the Navy zone, lost the puck. It is corralled by Hayden. He stood up at center by Luke Dosen. Burns tags up. Fresh legs coming on in the form of Rodriguez. Jefferson loose, works the left half wall now, fed the puck. Reynolds lays a lazy hip check in on him, separates loose from the puck. Reynolds stopping directly in front of his own goal with 1:50 to go in overtime and a 3-3 deadlock before us. It was 3-0 Navy at one point, that in the middle of the second period before Delaware found their stride and reeled off 3 goals, 1 from Dom Guido and then 2 from Gavin Hulser to tie this one up. Markle to Hayden. Markle shot from downtown. Held on to by Gustafsson for the save with 83 seconds to go in overtime. Chance of let's go Blue Hens, let's go emanating from the junior Blue Hens minor squad on hand to support the collegiate team. Scrum net front. Gustafsson extends the left leg to make the save. We're coming down to the final minute of overtime. Sidoriak to Hulser. 1 minute remaining in overtime. Doherty makes the save. Gratuitous hit laid on Sidoriak behind the net. Clock did not stop. It was ordered reset at 1:01. Hulser, Ostrander, Sidoriak remain the 3 on for the Hens. Pass back from Hulser intended for Sidoriak, intercepted by Jamison, walked forward. Sidoriak keeps him wide. Reynolds, center point, steps up, shot right into the mitt of Corbin Gustafson for a break in play with 39 seconds to go. Face-off coming to Gustafson's left. Walked forward by Guido, who's back in the play, setting up a rapid-fire 2-on-1 shot from the outside of the left circle, kicked aside by Doherty. Recovered by Hayden for Navy at his own blue line. Walked through the neutral zone, Jack Zimmer, offering the back-checking force for Delaware. Hayden kept tie, leaves it to Reynolds. Off the corner boards, beyond the reach of Rakovic, picked up by Dom Guido. Guido tries to punch the puck forward, now he does again. 7 seconds left, 2-on-1. Guido shoots into the netting behind Doherty and out of play with 4 seconds to go. Final seconds of overtime tick away. And 65 minutes of hockey have solved nothing. Overtime complete. The score remains Navy 3, Delaware 3. We now head to a shootout. So we go to a 3-skater shootout. And we're going to take you inside the glass for this, folks. We're going to let you listen in the way we all do here. First up for Delaware in this 3-skater shootout, number 38, Dom Guido. And so it begins. Guido in up the middle, shoots, stick save by Doherty. Shooting first for Navy, number 23, Nathan Hayden. Hayden with 1 already for Navy today. Comes in at the top of the right circle. Deeks, stick save by Gustafson, denies him. Shooting second for Delaware, number 26, Brian Ostrander. Here's Ozzy coming in up the middle. He'll carry the puck in from the right side. Stops, shot, tried to loft one over Doherty's shoulder. Got too much on it. Shooting second for Navy, number 11, Michael Rakovic. Rakovich goes top corner. Hulser must score to keep the game alive for Delaware. Shooting third for Delaware, number 37, Gavin Hulser. The game on Hulser's stick. In, off the blocker, and Navy wins via shootout. The final score via shootout, Navy Midshipmen 4, Delaware Blue Hens 3. So that does it for us here on Delaware Hockey Night. By virtue of the shootout, Navy victorious 4-3, the game-winning goal credited to Michael Rakovich. For Mark McClure, the entire crew, Delaware Hockey Night is a copyrighted production by 412 Communications, all rights reserved. James Witherite signing off. We'll see you again next week as the Division II Blue Hens take on Georgetown. Good night from Delaware Hockey Night.